Hey everyone, so we've got the XA fender that we were doing on the weekend, and we've got the headlight bucket, retainer bucket that's normally spot welded into the front nose there, and I've got a couple of brackets on it. So that's all off so we could panel beat the dent in the nose cone out where we've welded that flute into before we welded it in. So what I've done is that bucket assembly has all been stripped apart, and we've got it sitting down here in just a plastic bucket we got at Bunnings. And we're going to grab some bottles of cleaning vinegar that they had on sale, chuck them in there, leave them sit for the week, probably check them every day or two, just see how they're going, and we'll see if we can get that surface rust and that cleaned out of that. So before we hook in and do the little patches on those buckets, because they're fairly thin and got some pinholes in them as well, so I'll grab a couple of bottles, pour it in there, and we'll go from there. Right, so we've got 12 litres of our cleaning vinegar from Bunnings down in the bucket there. So just the ordinary old Glitz 2 litre bottles. They had a box of 6 of those on sale for like $30 or something like that. So we've got that submerged pretty much all the way up to just there. We'll leave that sit for a few days and then tip it over. Not really concerned about this side, there's no pinholes. That piece there that does have the holes in it, I was going to cut off and make a new one to go on there anyway. So we will come over and turn it over through the week. And the other bracket down the bottom there is fully submerged in the bottom with a handful of bolts. So like I said, we'll check on that nightly and go from there, see how it goes. Okay, so it's been 24 hours with the parts in the vinegar. We'll have a look and see what it looks like. Okay, so get that out. But like I said, it's only been 24 hours, but there's a definite high tide line, I suppose you'd call it. If we give it a little bit of a rub, it's loosened all that surface rust up a lot. And where's the part that was fully submerged? Okay, I'll leave those in there to drip off a little bit. Those bolts can sit in there, they're not going to hurt. So I'll leave that to sit there for a little bit, and I'll grab a wire brush and we'll give them a bit of a rub. So this is the piece that was half submerged. You can see the tide line there, just a light scratch with a little brush there and there. That one there is actually lifting the rust. This one here has actually got a lot of the rust off, and it's loosening the old paint, and the paint's coming off. So I'll keep going on these and we'll show you what they look like. So that's after 24 hours. There's a light soak in the white cleaning vinegar, and then a scratch with a wire brush and a rinse off. You can see the definite line where the vinegar was, that was above the vinegar line and that was below it. So for 24 hours overnight, that's not bad. So what we're going to do is, I've rinsed it off with water to wash it off. I'm going to chuck that back in the other way around now. We'll get the top section soaked, give it 24 hours, and we'll do the same thing, and then we'll probably invert it over again and give that bottom another go. So I'll give that one a bit of a scrub up over there now, and we'll see how it turned up. Well, I reckon that's actually starting to lift off the heavy stuff pretty good. Like I said, it's only been 24 hours. This one's going to go back in, and this one was really heavily rusted, and it's cleaned up quite reasonable so far. We'll throw this one and the other one back in the tub, and we'll check them again tomorrow. All right, see you tomorrow. Hi guys, so those 2 bucket pieces have been sitting in the bucket of vinegar for about 3 days now. I've just come home from work and we've popped them out, given them a light scuff again, and they're coming up pretty good. Yes, there's still rust on them, but for not doing any real work other than chuck them in a bucket. Happy with that. That's the piece there we're going to cut off and rebuild anyway. So that bottom section I'm going to put back in, so that's submerged in the tank again, and get a little bit more done. So by the weekend they should have knocked off the bulk of the rust and got it to the point where I can just wire wheel or sand a couple of little bits and do our repairs that we want. We'll show you what's down in the bucket. So the bolts are still down in there, but the amount of residue that's sitting in there and all this rust, it's loosening it up really, really good. So we're going to pop these back in. Chuck this one in the bottom. And this one. What if I get? No. There we go. Like that. So covering back up. And we'll leave it like that till the weekend. Okay, so that's our little bit of a blurb on using cleaning vinegar, white cleaning vinegar, for getting rust out of sheet metal and stuff like that. Hopefully this weekend the weather holds out and we'll get in and finish TIG welding that up and maybe dolly it up a bit after it's been welded, and get into prepping the whole panel and getting ready to put that bucket back in there after we do the rust repairs on it, where we replace the pieces that are missing, where the holes are and stuff like that. So yeah, but we'll go through that whole process of cleaning that bucket up, taking that off and putting that bucket back in there and everything like that on the weekend. So yeah, just another use for cleaning vinegar. It's cheap, it's simple, and it's not toxic. Just got to remember that once you do take it out, you do have to rinse that off and neutralize it and wash it all off to get the vinegar off, or it'll just keep eating away at it and you'll end up with nothing. So all right, thanks for watching. See you next time.